Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Pinstripe Territory, presented by Fox One. We are coming to you live before Game 2 of the 2025 World Series. I wish the Yankees were involved. That would make this a lot more highly attended, Frankie. But I got Frankie Baseball joining me here. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing well. Like you, I'm wishing the Yankees were in it. But if the Yankees are going to be in it, at least the Dodgers. If the Yankees aren't going to be in it, at least the Dodgers are getting beaten down. At least as of one game. We'll get to that in a little bit. But it was nice to see someone else just destroy that team in a way that we failed to do last year.
You know what? I'm rooting for the Dodgers to win just because of just the general way that the Blue Jays and their fans have been rubbing it in. It's been like, you know what? Screw you guys. But it will kind of vindicate that the Yankees just got beat by a better team, right? If they win the World Series, if they beat the Dodgers, then I can't blame the Yankees for losing because I never expected the Yankees to beat the Dodgers, right? So in this episode, we are going to talk about the Bryce Harper rumors, if you can call it that. I'd say it's more like speculation, honestly, that have been floating around the internet. The complete cesspool known as X, formerly known as the complete cesspool known as Twitter, which replaced the complete cesspool known as Facebook, and will soon be replaced by the complete cesspool known as TikTok. We are going to talk about whether or not Pete Alonso makes a good fit for the Yankees. You said about a month ago when we had our first, meeting of the, postseason or whatever, that again, it feels like a month ago. It's really a couple of weeks now. But you said that Alonso was somebody you wouldn't mind picking up, and I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on where you stand now. We'll talk a little bit about the World Series from last night, and then Frankie and I will count down our top 5 favorite Yankees postseason moments. And Frankie, I think we should begin with Rice versus Bryce. Joel Sherman said the other day that he would not be surprised if Bryce Harper gets traded. Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Phillies, basically said it's not going to happen. Bryce Harper has a no trade clause, which he can exercise. So he's kind of like Giancarlo Stanton in that way, where he doesn't have to get traded if he doesn't want to. That being said, he has said publicly in the past that he's always wanted to be a Yankee. The Yankees do like to bring in stars that are nearing the end of their prime. Josh Donaldson comes to mind there. I guess he was already probably past his prime. Frankie, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you heard the Bryce Harper rumors or when you became engaged in this?
Well, Derek, you always said that you wanted Bryce Harper on the Yankees. Here you go. This is what you want. 7 years too late.
Way too late. Way too late.
Way too late. But I guess it would be a Yankee move for Cashman to finally be like, we'll get you this guy, but way past his prime. I'm with you here. I just think this is not something I wanted. Look, Bryce Harper, obviously Hall of Fame player, great player, but he's on the decline. And you have somebody like Ben Rice, who, as we've talked about, could be the face of this team going forward. And sure, it's $26 million on the books. It's just too much. As we've talked about last week, there's very few players I would trade for Rice. Harper is not one of them. And again, this is nothing against Harper, who's a great player, but I just would not give up someone who I think could be a real asset for us going forward. He already is, for someone who might be a little bit over his peak. But would it? If this trade ever gets offered to Harper, do you think he's going to say yes? I still think no, because I think he thinks that Philadelphia still has a couple more years left of this window. So what do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me if he turned it down just because, he felt like the Yankees stiffed him in free agency, right? If you were a free agent and the team said, no, we don't want you in your prime, a couple of years later they want to trade for you, wouldn't you be like, you know what, take a hike, right? You're too good for me back then, but now you want me, right? It's like, when, you like a girl, but you've got that awkward stage in life, and then you grow up and you become a man, and then you see her again and you're like, hey, and she's like, oh, hi. And you're like, oh, you remember when you used to make fun of me in middle school? Sorry. I guess,
Yeah,
I
screw
guess I
you.
can't ask you out, right? So, not that this has happened in
No,
my
never.
personal experience or
We're not
anything.
speaking from experience at all.
Right. These are hypothetical situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Bryce Harper, he makes 32 and a half times what Ben Rice makes, right? And the production that he gives you, yes, he was worth one more win. Is that one extra win worth 30 million? I don't think so. Ben Rice had a 255 average with a 131 OPS plus, 26 home runs, 65 ribbies, 836 OPS. He's 26 years old. Harper, 3.2 WAR. He hit 261, 129 OPS plus, 27 homers, 75 ribbies. He also stole 12 bases. He's 33 years old. And look, I think that it would be not out of the realm of possibility for Rice to have more home runs and more power production than Bryce Harper next year, and definitely over like the next 3 or 4 years, because, Harper came up at 19 and he's got a lot of mileage. Like, a lot of times these guys who come up in their teens, they start to wear down like in their mid 30s. Like, you look at
Trout.
Griffey, Trout, it wouldn't surprise me if that happens to Harper. Like, if around 35 you see him start to plummet a little bit. And I got somebody, for some reason, we were talking Rice and Harper on X, and somebody's like, but Judge is older than Harper, by the way. And I'm like, well, one, we weren't even talking about Judge. But two, Harper has way more mileage. Like, he's got more baseball years on. He's played over 600 more games than Judge. So it's like he's got a ton of mileage on him. And listen, I'm a big Bryce Harper fan. I love watching him play. If I'm flipping through games and I see Harper, up at bat, I'm going to watch. But I think that Ben Rice probably has a brighter future over the next 5 to 7 years. What do you think?
I totally agree with that. Again, just not disrespectful to Harper and all the production that he can provide, but you just got to look at the future here. It's just a better move for us, just for now and for the future. It's crazy. Somebody wrote in the comments that I think Harper is the same age as Judge, and you pointed out, Judge is somebody who is still an elite player, but that might also be because he got started way later. He came up in the majors way later than Harper did, and Harper, who's now been playing, which is crazy. I think now, 15 years is what he made debut in, like 2010, 2011.
I think it was 2012, maybe 2011. Yeah, it was.
No. I think it was 2012. I think he got drafted in 20 because Strasburg got drafted in 09, 10. I think Harper and Trout.
I'm gonna find out
the same year. So no, actually, it was 2011. You're right. So yeah, that might be the reason why Harper's body just is not. Is probably not going to be able to last as long here.
2012, he made his debut at age 19, and he has played now 1,785 games. He's got 363 homers. He's a 280 career hitter. He hits lefties well. He hit lefties better than righties this year. That's something the Yankees could definitely use. Listen, like I said, he's a great player. I would love to have him on the Yankees at some point, like maybe to finish out his career or something, like pick him up on waivers near the end, like Ichiro, or whatever.
Absolutely.
But that would be cool. But I don't want to trade Ben Rice for him, because I think Ben Rice is, look, I mean, he got better as the season went along, and he hit into bad luck. I know he didn't hit lefties very well, but I mean, we saw him hit some home runs off of lefties. He can do it. I think he can get better at it. We saw him improve the launch angle over the course of the year. I thought that got a lot better. He hates Boston. He speaks perfect Dominican Spanish, which you need in New York. I mean, come on. He's the perfect Yankee. I want to see him stay with the Yankees and maybe even play his whole career with the Yankees, right? I mean, I think that Ben Rice has a future of like that homegrown left-handed talent along the Don Mattingly lines. Probably not the same level, but you look at the metrics, they're fantastic. Fantastic.
I hope, unlike Mattingly, I hope he's able to win a title. I wouldn't want. That's the only bad part about Mattingly's. I've been thinking about Mattingly this week, obviously, because he's bench coach here for the Blue Jays. It's just that's the one thing. He was so good for so long, and how unfortunate was it? He gets there in '82, the year after they lose the World Series to the Dodgers, and then he leaves in '95, the year before they win. It just he had such my heart breaks for Donnie baseball. It's not fair that this man was not able to experience a championship with New York.
Some of my sound tiles just fell off the wall and like fell on me. I thought I was getting attacked by a cat from above or something like that. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Pete Alonso, because he has been in the news as well. Apparently, Steinbrenner likes Alonso, and I don't blame him. I like Alonso. Guy can hit. He's got power, but there's more to liking a guy than or there's more to building a winner than whether or not you like the guys on your team, right? You've got to have the right mix. Now, he is a good right-handed bat, but again, he's not that athletic. He plays a position that we already have filled. I just don't think that it's the right fit right now. He does make more sense than Harper, I think, because you don't have to trade anything to get him. You could pick him up, play him at first base, and move Ben Rice to catcher. I think that has some merit. You could do that. And then, if you wanted to go that route, you could trade Austin Wells, and he probably has some decent value attached to him as a trade, and then sign JT Realmuto as that right-handed hitting catcher to give Ben Rice a break against some tough lefties. Maybe work with him on becoming a better catcher, that type of thing. I could see that happening. I mean, the guy Kazuma Okamoto, I think his name is, from Japan.
Sure.
He's posted by the Giants. The Yomiuri Giants, first baseman, third baseman, contact hitting type of guy. I could see him being a better fit than Alonso, because he can play both first and third and provide that right-handed bat. But why would he become a platoon when he could probably go get a starting spot somewhere? So, Frankie, the only way I see this happening is if you sign Alonso and then you move Rice to catcher and trade Austin Wells. And that typically seems like more moves than Cashman would want to make. It seems like Cashman a lot of times takes the path of least resistance, which means play Ben Rice at first, play Austin Wells at catcher, get a platoon bat who can play third base and first base and maybe a little bit of left field, right? I got our big offseason signing, Frankie. You ready? Austin Slater.
Why not? Let's go. I'm down with that.
So give me your thoughts on Alonso, given my little spiel here.
Well, first of all, the thing I noticed in the reporting was from what John Heyman said, and this is all coming from John Heyman. He said, quote unquote, that the Yankees and Hal Steinbrenner like Pete Alonso. That was the report. They like Pete Alonso. It's almost like a middle school crush. Oh, we like you. It was so weird how that was reported.
Yeah, we like him, but do we really like him?
Yes. Is it really that? Are you sure? But the thing that I also noticed, and you got to make sure you keep this in mind, John Heyman is Scott Boris's mouthpiece. That man is only.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. You got to have that quote saved in there.
I've got it somewhere.
That man, his only job is to just spit out whatever Boris is preaching to him. And so that's why I'm a little skeptical of this report. And as you mentioned, unless they're going to trade Austin Wells away, which I don't think they're going to do, after one disappointing year. It's not like he's Volpe where it's had 3 disappointing years. I just don't expect that they're going to make that move. So no, I don't see where he fits in. I would love to do it.
People believe everything.
Oh, sorry. I found it. Sorry, but it's not cut. So I don't have the thing.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
It would piss off Mets fans. It would remove the guy that's been, the face of the franchise here before Soto came in and Lindor came in. But I just don't see where he fits in with this team. It'd be great to piss off Mets fans, but not enough to where, unless you're going to trade for Austin Wells, I don't see them doing that. At least not yet. I don't see them moving on from Wells, even though he had a disappointing year, to move on from him that quickly and not try to say, hey, well, maybe we can fix him in 2026. I don't see them doing that. So I don't think it makes sense.
Sorry, I interrupted you with that sound effect by accident, Frankie. But
no, it was all worth it. I love it.
All worth it. I agree with everything you said. I don't see him being a great fit right now. But I do like that he drives and runs. 126 RBIs this year. There's some that matters. I think driving and runs matters. And also it would be kind of fun to steal somebody from the Mets after they took Juan Soto, right? So. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Let's talk a little bit about the World Series, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
This is America, Jack.
All right. The moment you have all been waiting for has arrived. The World Series. 2 teams take the field, but only one team will leave the champion. Every swing could mean the game, could change the game. Every play could make history. And you can stream it all live on Fox 1. Get your 7-day free trial today. Offers are subject to change. Go to Fox 1 for complete terms and conditions. Frankie, Toronto crushed the Dodgers in Game 1. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting out there by the fire. My buddy came over. We've been doing this every weekend where we get together and we burn a bunch of wood and we just talk about our weeks. We both got some hectic stuff going on. I broke out the little 32-inch Roku TV on a little TV cart and hooked it up to the the outdoor extension cable and wheeled it out there, and we watched it, and we were expecting a tight game, but then Toronto had that little pesky 9-run inning, although Shohei did hit a home run later in the game. First of all, who are you rooting for? I don't think I ever asked you. And two, were you surprised to see that kind of ass whipping in game one?
I've gone back and forth on who I'm rooting for, and in the end, I decided because of Donnie Baseball, I want him to get his ring, and I don't like the Blue Jays, but I don't hate them. The only team I hate in the division is the Red Sox. That's the only team. I'm from the day I was born to the day I die, I will hate the Red Sox. Everyone else, it's like I don't like them, but it's not like deep, unabiding hate. So Toronto, it's like whatever. They owned us this year, and it would be nice for the Yankees to still be the last team to repeat as World Series champions. As going on 25 years now. So all those reasons, I guess I'm rooting for the Dodgers here, but I do want a great series. I especially did not want to see the Dodgers sweep the Blue Jays, and that's what I was expecting here. Early on, when the Dodgers are scoring, get those 2 runs across, and Toronto is just making stupid moves, like the guy who ran to third when on a ground out, and they're doing all these and they're not scoring in scoring position. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. The Dodgers are just going to mow right by them again, and then that huge home run in the bottom of the 4th by Dalton Varsho, make it 2-2. Then they get to the Dodgers bullpen, which I could not believe it took, 11 postseason games? Finally, someone gets to the Dodgers bullpen. We've been screaming about it forever, that this is the weak link of the team. Someone's got to get to it. And it happened to be the Blue Jays, and then they just destroyed the Dodgers in that inning. Ernie Clement with the RBI. Ernie Clement is somebody who I would
get a great postseason. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If this guy was on the Yankees, that he'd be batting like 195. Like
oh yeah,
6 home
he
runs.
wouldn't get to play.
Yeah, he would have a terrible strikeout rate. But he's on the Blue Jays, and they're able to develop him. He's terrific. He gets the ball rolling, and then you had the grand slam by Addison Barger. You had the home run by Kirk as well. The grand slam by Barger, just the sound in Toronto. Toronto. I don't usually like games in domes, but hearing the reaction to that grand slam, I'm thinking, should we have more baseball games indoors? I know it's ridiculous because I love outdoors, but the crowd was just electric. Great night for Toronto, but the Dodgers are still the favorite here. They're going to need, because if the Dodgers win tonight, it's 1-1, 3 games in LA, and you still favor LA. So Toronto's got to be able to get a win here tonight to at least keep momentum going.
Toronto's got to hold serve. Yamamoto on the mound. I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Game starts in about 20 minutes, guys. I've got to finish watching Interstellar at some point tonight too, because I just got to the point where Matt Damon is about to blow up the ship. I mean, my God. So I bought I have this new strap for my Apple Vision Pro, and so I wanted to watch a movie on a gigantic screen today, and so that's what I've been doing. But I kind of do it in half-hour spurts because I can't sit still for very long. So anyway, I'm getting close to that. So I'm gonna watch the. Oh, and my wife's sick, by the way. She's in bed, so I'm kind of on my own. I'm not sleeping in there because I don't want to get sick. So. Tonight, it's a boys' night. I'm World Series followed by Interstellar. It's going to be awesome. Yamamoto on the mound. And then, Matthew McConaughey saving the day. So thanks to
I think Interstellar is going to be longer than the World Series game. That's a long movie.
We'll see.
All love, by the way, to Mrs. Pinstripe Territory. We hope she's okay.
She will appreciate that. I will tell her that when she wakes up. Right now, one, I'm not risking myself going in there because it's bubonic plague in there, and two, she's probably asleep. So just a quick reminder real quick, then we're going to wrap it up with our favorite Yankees moments. Hey, just a reminder, get that like on, get that subscribe on, smash those buttons so you can join us for every single episode all year long. All right, Frankie, our top 5 Yankees postseason moments of all time. People who are watching can see it on the screen, so go ahead and count them down. These are we talked last time about the stuff that we watched during the offseason, and so Frankie and I were talking before the show, and we were like, what do we watch the most of? What do we watch over and over the most times? And I've got a new addition to my list, but I want to hear, Frankie, what are your big moments that you watch all the time?
So I decided to go with, and there have been a lot of great Yankee postseason moments in my lifetime, but I decided to only go with, and some of these take place a couple of years before I was born, but I wanted to go with only moments that happened in years where we won the title. So 96, 98, 99, 2000, 2009. I decided to pick one moment a year. We start with number 5, and this guy is a piece of crap. He's a terrible human being, but thank you, Chad Curtis, for game 3, the walk-off home run. After the Knobloch home run that tied up the game, Curtis's home run, the walk-off, Yankees take a 3-0 lead, and you knew that we were inevitable at this point, and then we won the next night. to sweep Atlanta and clinch a third title in 4 years. Number 4.
Wait.
Scott
I gotta weigh in. Slow down, because this is a conversation, Frankie. Chad Curtis. Derek Jeter didn't like Chad Curtis, so you know that if Derek Jeter doesn't like you and doesn't, they went at it on the field. So like that should have been a sign right there that this was a bad guy. Now I don't remember. I know he's in jail, right? Or he at least went to jail.
He got released somehow.
So yeah. But he is still a very, very bad human being, and we're not going to go into why. But go ahead with your next one.
Number 4, I could have gone with the Tino Martinez Grand Slam. I could have been. I looking back on it, I might have maybe bumped that to even a 5. But I'm going to go. If I had to choose one moment from the series, I'm actually going to go with Game 3. Scott Brocious, the second home run he hit in that game, the 3-run smash off of Trevor Hoffman to give the Yankees the win that helped clinch World Series MVP for him. Yankees won the next night to finish off the greatest regular season and maybe the greatest season in the history of baseball by any team, 125 wins in total. So I'll go with Brocious 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with Luis Sojo with his his game-winning single in the extra innings, Game 5, 2000 World Series. Posada runs home. It hits Posada. It goes into the dugout. Brocious scores a run, makes it 4-2. And then a half inning later, the Piazza flies one out to Bernie for the catch and clinch our third World Series. But yeah, Sojo's moment there. Could have also gone with the walk-off single. I forgot who did it. Vizcaíno with his walk-off single there in Game 1. Also could have gone with Clemens almost hitting Mike Piazza with a bat, but I decided to go with Sojo.
Vizcaíno gave me this baseball.
Wow.
Actually, no. No. Rob Refsnyder gave me this baseball. There is a baseball in this room that I got from Vizcaíno. Great guy. Like, he was warming up in the field. It was at Shea, and I was standing in the bleachers, and I yelled down to him, "Hey, Vizcaíno, throw me the ball!" And he just turned around like I was the only person who knew his name, maybe, and he threw me the ball. So that was great. And then the only other ball I got was Rob Refsnyder hit a batting practice home run at Camden Yards, and I caught this one. So
okay, so you have 2 balls. That's like 100,000 away from Zach Hempel.
We just got a new out of context clip for and I'll leave that, but Frankie, you can take care of that.
All right. Yeah, I deserve that one. Number 2, I'm going to go with, if I had to choose one moment from 2009, it's A-Rod with the go-ahead double in Game 4. And this was after Pedro Feliz tied it up and Philly had a chance to make it a 2-2 series. But I think this was right before that, the Johnny Damon double steal happened.
Yeah.
And A-Rod,
great game.
Just an unbelievable postseason with his best hit, his best moment to me as a Yankee. And some people might have other options, but to me, that was it. It gave us a 3-1 series lead, and then we won it in Game 6 off of the great performance by Matsui. The last time we won a World Series for 16 years, and I didn't think it would take 16 years, and I hope it doesn't take another 16 because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to take that. But great, thank you, A-Rod. I hate A-Rod, but thank you, A-Rod, for that moment and that entire 2009 postseason. And then number 1, we talked about it last time. 96 World Series, Game 4. Atlanta takes a 6-0 lead. We start clawing back. It's 6-3. Liritz against Wohlers, and Jim Liritz. Some people say the Jeffrey Meyer play was the one that kickstarted the Yankees dynasty. No, it was this play right here. Liritz, 3-run shot, ties the game.
I would argue the Bernie Williams walk-off in Game 1 of the ALCS against Baltimore. That would be my, it was in the Mayer game, but to me, yes, that was when I felt like we're going to win this thing.
That was a great moment. I remember Bob Costas' call. It's mighty high. It's
mighty far. And good night. I mean,
yeah.
How great is it that we can do that years later?
But yeah, so Liritz's home run there, and then tied the game, this incredible Yankee comeback, and then Wade Boggs with the walk later on in that game. And then there was I forgot who made the catch at the wall, that like stumbling made the catch there at the end of the game.
There was either Polonia or I know O'Neill made one. And
O'Neill made the catch in Game 5.
And Tim Raines made one. Yeah.
It was Tim Raines who made the catch. Yeah.
Tim Raines made one where he was falling down. Yeah.
I have 3 memorable end-of-game catches from 96. It's Tim Raines where he's falling down. It's O'Neill where he slaps the wall. And then everyone remembers Charlie Hayes catching it the second time near the third baseline. So that's my number 1 moment. Liritz's home run. It helped us win that game and helped us get our first World Championships in 78.
All right, so I am going to count down mine. So I didn't know what order Frankie was going to go in, and I accidentally went in complete reverse order. So, but I'm just gonna count mine down. So I started with a new addition, Cam Schlittler. His performance this year in the wild card game against the Red Sox. First time that we've beat the Red Sox in the playoffs in a long time. And man, I was amped after that game. And then I remember my live stream couldn't start because there was like a problem with YouTube. And like I was sitting here hitting like go live. And I had Terrence trying to join and he couldn't join. I was flipping out. We had 800 people like waiting in the chat for the thing to start, which is like unbelievable. I've never seen that many. And usually it's like 40 or 50. And tonight it was like 20, right? But it was 800 people like waiting for the show to begin. That was the first time in my life that I actually felt like, okay, I'm in showbiz. Like there's a line outside the door to watch this thing. And I was like, oh my, this is crazy. And so that was a great show. And it was just a great night for me. And I just loved it. Just a memory I'll never forget because finally I did hit the button. I was like, so what I did was I basically closed everything down and restarted my entire computer and loaded it up, and I just like turned my head and hit the button and it went live. And I was like, oh, it just started, and I was like, oh my God, we're good. So Scott Brocious and Tino Martinez. It's really two moments I cheated here, but in the 0-1 World Series where Tino hits the home run and Scott Brocious the next night follows suit, both of them in the ninth inning off of Byung-Hyun Kim. And it was just, it was insane. I mean, the way that the stadium reacted, you could see the cameras were shaking because the entire stadium was shaking. You know, I should have included this in retrospect. I would consider it, but I'm not sure what I would replace. The Joe Girardi triple in '96 against Maddox, like the way the stadium shook, and then the announcers were like, I think the booth is shaking. I think the whole city's shaking. Like, it was just a great call. I got to go Donnie Baseball and Ruben Sierra going back-to-back in 95. I know we lost the series, but, you know, Mattingly's first ever playoff game. And to me, it's an all-time home run call from Gary Thorne, who has a lot of great ones. Hang on to the roof. And when I play that I call it the NYY Recaps ballad. It's basically this song called The High Line, which you've probably heard on YouTube if you watch a lot of YouTube channels. It's one of the free songs. It was the official NYY Recaps anthem for a while. And it kicks off with that call, oh, hang on to the roof. Like, it's got that. So I love that. And then Ruben Sierra kind of dancing down the first baseline after he hit one. You know, actually he hit one before Mattingly. Mattingly's came second, but it was amazing. I went with A-Rod against Minnesota in the ALDS. You know, he tied up the game. He had stunk in the playoffs up to that point with the Yankees. Actually, that's not true. He was really good up until Game 4 of the ALCS in 04. Like he really beat the Twins almost by himself in the division series. And then in the championship series, he had a couple of home runs against Boston. And then, you know, after Game 4, everybody went to sleep. It wasn't just A-Rod. And then, unfortunately, he had the slap incident, so that, you know, took the attention. But after that, he went into a bad slump, and he was so due that night. And I just remember losing my mind. I lost my voice. I was jumping up and down. I remember I was standing in front of the couch, jumping up and down, and I jumped onto the couch and over the couch. Like, it was a double. Like, I used the couch as like a box jump type of thing, and I went over the and I scared my dog at the time, Cece.
Is that the greatest athletic achievement of your life?
It's up there. It's up there, Frankie. Like, I tried to do that Derek Jeter thing. Did you see on Instagram the other day where Jeter gets on his knees and he jumps to his feet without using his hands? Did you see this?
I didn't see that, but I can imagine Jeter would.
It was a core strength thing, guys. If you want to check that out, it's worth watching. I tried to do that, and I could not walk like all day. I did it, first of all, not successful. Second of all, serious injury nearly occurred. I did it, thankfully, out in the grass where it was soft because I was like, this is not going to go well. And then the one that I watched the most, I think, is the 0-3 rally against Pedro. You know, you had the double by Jeter. You had the base hit by Bernie Williams. You had the double down the right field line by Matsui. And then, of course, the jam shot by Jorge Posada, and then on second base, just like the double fist pump, yeah, crowd's going nuts. And then I watch the Boone walk off sometimes, but I typically don't even watch it because I dislike Aaron Boone so much. But that would have been a great moment if he had never been hired. It'd probably be my all-time favorite.
Yeah, there's an alternate history in which the Red Sox score 4 runs in that game. Posada hits the game-winning double. Yankees win that 5-4, and Posada is named a Yankee manager. I feel like that's a better time.
Yeah. Anyway, those are our top 5. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, Frankie. Got some comments here. CWE says, Harper, no. Alonso, yes. I've seen that a few times. That seems to be a common take. I do like Pete Alonso as a player. He's really consistent. He's got 34-plus home runs in, I think, 5 straight seasons. Drawn 126 runs. He hits for a decent average. He hits lefties well. But like we said, it's just not a great fit for him right now because we just unlocked Ben Rice, and I think he's going to get a lot better.
Unless you're going to have him as DH for the 140 games that Stanton is going to miss every year, I don't see how that would work.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Reminder to like and subscribe and follow Frankie Baseball on YouTube as well. He rants with the best of them, and you can see that generally many times per season between June and, let's say, late August. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out nyydesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.